you are looking to learn more about IT or study for one of the many certifications, sign up for a free trial of Pluralsight. Their vast library offers many courses ranging from software development, IT operations, and cybersecurity. Please check the link in the description for more information. If you are looking... Yo, what's going on YouTube? Zach with IT Career Questions. Doing a quick live stream today. Nothing too fancy. Working on a Python script. It's a questionnaire type of script. Something that I hope to publish out on the web one day. And we'll show you guys kind of what we're working with. It's something that I just kind of started working on because I'm really trying to figure out Python, how it works. And I figured the best method for me to learn a scripting language is to just dive right into it and try it out. I've been through a couple different Python types of courses before, nothing like crazy, just here's kind of the fundamentals of it. So today, just figured, hey, let me show you guys what I'm working on. So that's kind of what today's about. Let me go to this screen. There we go. So I have my Linux box opened up here. This is Ubuntu, and we are working on this career.py. Excuse me. I've been coughing a lot, so I might have to cough like a bunch during the stream. I apologize. This is the script that we're working on, and actually I need to remove this because that's neither here nor there. But basically what this script is going to be about, you guys can kind of read it and I'll read it to you, but welcome to the IT Career Questions Job Questionnaire. Here you will be asked multiple choice questions to best determine what job role or roles might be best for you. Please note we have tried to keep this basic. So that's kind of what we're working with there. Let's see where we're at right now. We need to go to our our script folder. So we're going to go to Python scripts. There it is. So this is, I had an issue with this yesterday where I kept trying to get the script to run and it wouldn't run. Like, it wouldn't run correctly. Like, it would work if I do Python career.py. Like, it'll run, but it errors out. And it's kind of funny. So here's like the basic part of it, and it really looks kind of clunky because we're in, the command line here. And we'll try to make it look a little bit more fancy as we just go through and make sure that everything works properly. So like after we know that everything works, we'll try to see if we can make it look a little bit better, like a little bit easier to read, because everything kind of looks just clumped together. So anyway, the first question was, what is your current level of technology knowledge? And you have A, B, C, and D. I know nothing about technology. This just sounds like a fun career. I've built my own computer before and I want to learn more. I've taught myself how to program and more advanced skills in computer builds. And D, I have a certification degree or experience already. I'm just not sure where to go from here. So you just select A, and this is where it bombs out. And you can see here, name error, A is not defined. And I spent like forever trying to figure out why A was not defined, because up here, I'm not sure how many of you guys out there know anything about Python. I'm a total noob when it comes to Python, right? But I know that we defined A up here. This is A. So when we go, and if we scroll down, this was the question that we got. What is your current level of technology knowledge? These were your options for answers, and then you have choice input, and then we put A. So if choice and answer underscore A, and then it has our option, because then it'll go further. But we are saying, if your answer is A, then go to this. But according to, Python here, it's saying A is not defined, but we defined A. But the point of this is, what happened is, I have to run Python 3 and then career.py, because for whatever reason, and I don't understand why, I have to look into this further, but it was just driving me crazy. You have to run Python 3 in order to run the script properly. I figured, okay, like I have Python 3 installed. Why can't I just type Python and then career.py and it should work? Because Python 3 is the only thing installed on here. So I don't know. It was confusing to me. It's still confusing to me. I still have to look into it. And we will at some point. And hello to everybody in the chat. Yeah, sorry. Had a cough. So anyway, so now if we do Python 3 space career.py and hit enter, it'll run our script here. And again, same question, same answer. If we hit A, now it goes to here. So we asked our question, what is your current level of technology knowledge? And we put, we know nothing about technology. This just sounds like a fun career. And then the next part of this says, if you are completely new to the world of information technology, what interests you the most? And then A, B, C, or A, B, and C, working with computers and people, making my own apps and programs, managing networks, systems, and organizations. And there should actually be D, but I was trying to figure this out yesterday, and I kept removing stuff. So we're actually going to add D to here. So let's add D, A, B, C, and or D. So now we can put in a another option here because we had it set here already, and we gotta put it here. And this would be else if choice and answer D. Hang on. There we go. D. And this is going to change to expert. We need to. There we go. So that looks a little bit better. So now we're just adding another option here to our script. So we're using Ubuntu for this right now. Just spun up an Ubuntu VM to run our Python script. Basically, so the reason why I'm using Ubuntu, the reason why I'm using Linux period, is because I want to get familiar with Linux and I want to get familiar with Python. So the idea for me was, why not do both at the same time? Why not try to understand these both and just dive in and do them both at the same time? So that's why I'm doing Linux and Python. So anyway, we can go back down. So if choice answer D, expert. Now we have to define. Let's see, we have beginner defined. We had. I think at one point I had. Let me open up this copy because I think this copy actually had a lot of it. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do here is remember how I had this all structured with the questions, because what's going to happen is we're going to ask the one question, right? And what we're trying to do is with this script is figure out if we can help you answer what could be the best career path for you based on the questions that we ask you. So as you go through this, and there's going to be a lot of different questions, a lot of different answers, at the very end, you should get, this is the best career path for you. Network administration could be the best career path for you, right? Based on the different questions that we prompt you with. So really, this is going to take a long time to complete. And I'm not going to obviously go through this on an entire live stream, but I'm just kind of showing you guys what I'm working with because it's kind of fun. It's different. And you guys be kind of like on the ground floor of this to see the start of it, and then you kind of see the end of it. See, beginner. So now I'm looking at the copy of it because the copy that I had of this from yesterday was actually correct. It was actually right. but I've made some other changes, so I don't want to go back to my old copy of this script and then make other changes. So we're gonna keep our original file here, but we're gonna go to our old file and just see what changes we need to make. So we're gonna go to this. Making money. So now in our script, if you put, we answered it, the very first question, what is your current level of technology? We know nothing about technology. And now that brings us to the next question. If you are completely new to the world of information technology, what interests you the most? And then we'll get all these answers right here. But I have to put this in here. So that's else if. So if your answer is answer D, option, or actually we'll do print, I think it's print, learn to be a programmer. I think that's right. No, so with the quotations and the slash and the N, I have to look more into that, but there's a reason behind that. I think it's like it doesn't it'll take what you have written like verbatim, basically. So it doesn't it will, you could throw in as many slashes and periods and stuff as you want from the slash ends. Whereas if I didn't have the slash n and I threw in like, say, like a parentheses or two, Python might get confused and try to do something completely different. So the slash n basically says, print this out exactly how it's written. So period, and then slash n, quotation. So now we can save it. Let's just do this. Yeah, help desk is not defined. Yeah, we knew that. So let's run the script again. Python 3 career.py. Uh-oh. Choice and answer D. Oh, line 59. Let's see, where did I screw up? I thought that's right. Answer D. Choice and answer D. Print. That should be right. I could do up arrow. There we go. So go through the script one more time. Let's start it off. What is your current level of technology knowledge? We'll do A. We know nothing about technology. N is an escape character. It means new line. I thought that it meant that you could put everything in verbatim. That way, Kev runs on Duncan. But so I guess I was wrong. I was wrong. I can be wrong sometimes. Anyway, so we're going to do A. We know nothing about technology. And if you are completely new to the world of information technology, what interests you the most? Working with computers and people, making my own apps and programs, managing network systems, organizations, or D, making money. We're going to put D, making money. And the ending of it would be learn to be a programmer. So if all you're concerned about is making money, learn to be a programmer. We'll put more with that. We'll obviously make it a little bit more intuitive, but we're just trying to get the basics down. I'm just trying to get the basics down. I'd imagine this is just going to be a really long process going through all these different questions and answers, and I'm 100% positive there's a better way to do this. But being this is my first script that I'm working on and trying to understand, this is probably going to be the best way just for me to figure it out, just to dive into it and see what I can do, So we'll try it. We'll see if it works. What I'm really interested to see, and I'm pretty sure it will work, is if we go, say we get to a point where we're like, 10 questions in, and we want the answer to default back to, learn to be a programmer, which, I mean, that could be, I think, something that would be way back up into the script. I'm pretty sure there's a way that we could call that. I don't know if you could call it a function or what. I'm pretty sure there's a way we could do that, or we don't have to write it out again, and we just call what that function would be. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, this is completely new to me, and I just want to learn it. I just want to figure it out. So if I make mistakes, that's part of the learning process, and I already made a mistake, so that's fine. The quotations are strings type string, and that allows anything to be written in between them. Okay, that allows anything to be written in between them. Okay, and then the /n means a new line. So that explains why this has the spaces between, well, the breaks in the lines there. So that makes sense. So there's a space. There's a the /n has put the space here, or the new line here, and the new line here. So break, answer, break, basically. What's going on, Joe? Yeah, I'm trying to understand this, man. It's like, for somebody who just like is always like not like to learn the code or program, it's not easy. Like, I'm trying to like wrap my head around all this, but oh goodness, we'll see if one day we can do it. So anyway, I think what I'm going to be, I think, confused about here is when we go to our very first question: what is your current level of technology? And we choose like B, for instance, and now we have to define intermediate. Where am I? I guess, where am I putting that within the script? Because if I just go with like beginner, I mean, it's loading so it's seeing everything. So if I just follow down the beginner path, right? Like, let me try to explain this like the best that I can, and like my thought process. Like, if you select A, you select beginner, right? Now we have to write out all the code for beginner. So we're going to go through this entire list, right? And now we have to figure out what path you would take with beginner. So, oh man, yeah, I don't know. I might have to think about this in a different way. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Kev runs on Duncan. There's also /R, which is carriage return, /T, which is tab, and a few others that can be useful. These are standards through a lot of OSs. Well, I mean, that's good to know. I'm sure I'll get to some of those at some point. I mean, this by all accounts, I would think, for a script, for what we're trying to do, is probably like really basic. And I'm sure anybody else here who knows anything about Python would probably say the same thing, that this is pretty basic. So now we just have to think about, do we go down the same, do we keep going down the beginner? So let's say the answer, if you're completely new to the world of information technology, what interests you the most? Working with computers and people. So that would be answer A, which would be help desk. So yeah, now we would have to say what? Define option help desk, right? And then I could be like breaking this like really bad right now. So I don't know. We're trying it out. We're just going to go with it. We're just going to wing it here. Let's see. That's right. So define option help desk. Then we can print. If you enjoy working with people, start out working in the help desk. You will get exposed to I think that's going to be too long. So if we do what this? To working with many people. Once you begin working in the help desk, and then we'll do another line here. So everything in the parentheses will get printed out here. The quotations, each time we do the quotations, that's a new line, right? As far as my understanding goes. Don't forget to move the index. Oh. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. And that needs to go back one. Once you begin working in the help desk, you will be introduced to many different technologies. We'll do period. From here, you can decide the path you want to take, whether that be, and then we can do that. Networking, system, administration, security, etc. And we'll clean this up a little bit better. I mean, once we decide we finally want to release this. But right now we're just trying to figure out what these different options are. So that's going to be the help desk option. So if you go through this script and you get asked this question, if you are completely new to the world of information technology, what interests you the most, and you answer working with computers and people, you'll get this answer right here that we just typed out. So let me check the chat. IT Security Home Labs is great. Use Python all the time. I'm just trying to learn it, man. This I honestly feel so stupid going through this, and I'm glad that I'm live streaming it because you guys get to see that I am not smart by any means. This is not something that I am very comfortable with at all. But I'm trying to figure it out. So then what I would want to figure out, I guess, is so if we determine the best course of action for somebody who's new is to start out at the help desk, and we give them this answer. Start out with the help desk, you will work with people, you'll get introduced to a lot of different technologies, and you can then determine what path you would take. Now it ends. Now the script ends, so it's over. So now I need to figure out how do I print something out after this without ending because I just want to end it for this portion. After this, I want the script to keep going. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I talk about different things every day, but I guess there's a lot of different areas that I know a lot about, but yeah, this is definitely not one of them. And then Kev runs on Duncan, so this is a great way to learn. Plus, you also have personal Stack Overflow with this community. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll probably have to Google this part. But yeah, I don't know. let's do option, define option developer. And I don't know if this is going to work. This might break, and I'm curious if this does, like, how this works. So if you like see that what I'm doing is going to break something, don't tell me right away. Like, let me figure it out, because I want to see if I can figure out why it broke. That would be, I guess, kind of fun for me. I have a feeling, I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like this might not work, but we're going to try it anyway. We're going to put a space there. We're going to say print enjoy creating something out of nothing. Programming might be a great option for you. And we're going to actually do something different here too. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how I can word this the best, because I want to say, like, would you enjoy? Do you enjoy mobile devices or the internet the most? Something like that. You know what I mean? Do you enjoy mobile devices or web applications more? So now we're asking another question, and then I always kind of forget what I have to do here. So we could do time sleep 1, and then print. A would be mobile application, and we're going to change this to applications. And then we're going to do B, web applications. So I got that. So now we do our input, which is like this. Oh yeah, gotta do this stuff. What's with the 3 quotations? Is that just because there's so many different lines? I don't understand that part of it. That's something I don't understand. Maybe somebody else here can help answer that one for me. That would be nice if you could answer that. Choice equal input. Or no, that's not right. Choice equal input. Space, right? Oh, space. Gosh, I forget about the spaces and how important those are. And then we need to define. Let's do this so I can stop scrolling up, so I can cheat, just so I can make sure that I'm getting everything right. So you do if choice in answer A would be, you do print learn Swift, for instance. 3 let you do multiple lines. Okay, let me check the chat just so I can follow up with everybody. Is it fun to be coding every day? I mean, it's not the greatest. You like that I'm wearing a hoodie while writing code. Yeah, it's a Practice Labs hoodie too. It's a legit hoodie. It's like one of the best hoodies I've ever gotten. It's like such nice quality. Ryan, you say I could try using a while loop, make counter variable set to true, and say while true accept input, and then use the when the user enters exit set counter to false and break. Yeah, that just went like right over my head, to be honest with you. there's definitely a lot to learn with this stuff. And yeah, like I said, I'm definitely not like a pro by any means. Choice in answer B, I'm going to say print learn JavaScript, right? Just to try this out, just to make sure it works. And then we're going to say else print required intro. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Maybe I want to do that. I don't know. Let's save it. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what breaks. All right, so start our script, asks our questions, current level of technology, we know nothing. If we're completely new, what interests us the most, and making our own apps and programs. So we're going to hit B, enter, let's see, and then it says, oh, okay, I see what I have to do there. So I already see an issue with the two lines coming together, or the two answers there butting together. If you enjoy creating something out of nothing, programming might be a great option for you. Do you enjoy mobile applications or web applications more? So A or B. Let's say we enjoy mobile applications more. We'll hit A. An error. A is not defined. Okay. So let's go back to that. And we have to change that too. Oh, what are I screwed something up here. So do we need? I don't know if that'll work. We can try it though. But on line 80, it says A is not defined. We know we defined A earlier. Option beginner, option developer. Why are those coming into play? Option beginner, option developer. Confused about that. Well, let's save it and let's try it again. And then I'll check the chat. Just going to do the same thing again. Run the script. We're going to do the same answers. A, and making our own apps. Mobile applications. Okay, so A is still not defined. So, to and then I doubt that would really make a difference in it. I don't know. Let's see, at the pace I'm going, if I keep practicing within 6 to 8 months, I'll be pretty good at this. Programming languages and programming in general, one of the most endless fields of tech. That's so true. But see, the reason why I'm doing Python is because I see the value in it. I know how important it can be to learning, and especially in an enterprise environment, especially with automation and things like that. So for me, just trying to understand how it works, I think for me that's the importance of it. So even though I essentially I Googled how to write this script, right, and I followed the guide, I still have to try to figure out what some of this stuff means. I still have to figure out how it works and how to put it together. And that's exactly what we're doing right now, because what I followed didn't go in depth like we're doing right now. It only kind of went like like one layer deep, like as far as ask a question, here's the answer. So we're trying to go like multiple questions and multiple answers, and I'm trying to see if I can get that to work. So that's what this is all about. I feel like there's probably a reason why print required option. I think it's probably is it this option developer? Would that be why? Because we're saying that this is the developer. I don't know what you would call this area right here. Like what, I don't know what this area would be called. But let's save it. Let's try it. So we'll try, go through the same questions, same answers, completely new, and we want to make apps and programs, and we want to do mobile applications. No, it's still not right. Name error. Answer A is not defined. But why is answer A not defined? Well, let's look up here and cheat, I guess. Let's look at maybe another one here. Choice equals input if choice in and oh, there we go. That's why. Somebody probably saw that, right? I hope somebody saw that. It's going to work now. So one of the things I know of Python is capitalization is one of the most important things about this language. All right, so we know nothing about technology. We want to make our own apps. We're going to select B, and we want mobile applications A. Learn Swift. Perfect. That's exciting. Like that, I can totally understand why people enjoy programming, because when you like figure stuff out like this, even though that was probably the most simple thing in the entire world, but just like going through your code and figuring out why something's not working and then figuring it out like that, I don't know. That was like such a great feeling. I feel so incredibly happy about that. Oh my goodness. That just made my day. Honestly, that seriously made my day. Now check the chat. Next, create a script that we can use to scrap Indeed.com for the most frequently key skills needed for job postings. So IT Security Home Labs, I was talking to Code Corner about this, the guy who was in the chat earlier. And he's another part of the IT Career Questions family now. We had talked about setting some different, or writing some different scripts or different applications for scraping Indeed and other job sites for stuff. But he brought up a good point that some of these sites may block things like that from happening. So we haven't got that far as to looking into those things yet. Yeah, we know they have an API, but we just didn't know how far we can get with what we were thinking about doing. So we still have to try it, but he's like, I'm not sure. I'm not going to tell you what I want to do because I don't want anybody else to do it. But he's like, I'm not sure if what you want to do would be possible. He's like, even though these sites have APIs, like we still might not be able to do what you want to do. I'm like, well, that's just freaking fantastic. John Muir, how prevalent will Python really be? Is it specific to specific IT fields? You work for a cable company, but sure how this will work in that field. Not sure how it'll work in that field. Well, I mean, Python is really, this really taken off. I mean, it's everywhere, I feel like nowadays, but it's cross-platform, meaning like you can run it on Windows, Linux, Mac, and it all functions relatively the same across all the across all operating systems. So it definitely comes in handy. I mean, you're able to use Python to automate things, to write different scripts for things just like this. Automation is going to be your biggest thing I see from Python, and you hear about from Python, is just the ability to automate. But yeah, I know Duan Lightfoot, he he's a network engineer. He was just talking about how he has to learn Python now because it helps him automate parts of his job for networking. And B Bowling says that also. If you're doing networking, it will help you in automation. Kev runs on Duncan. Capitalization and indents were the most annoying thing ever when you first learning Python. That's because you went straight into a project without learning too much. Yeah, I could see that. I can see that. I'm always big on like trying to type like correctly, so trying to use proper punctuation and things like that. So this might throw me off from time to time. So the fact that I had a capital A there, like that, oh my god, I'm so glad that I figured that out. That makes me so happy. But all right, so you said earlier that there's like a T. Which one does indent? Because I want to try that. I want to see if I can indent these answers. New line, and then you said later on. Where's it at? /T is tab. So if I throw /T, can I do? I'm just trying to figure this out. So I apologize. If you guys have questions, like please put it in the chat. Like we're doing like Ask Me Anything, of course. And I'll try to answer your questions like every time I look over. So please, by all means. But now, how come that doesn't work? Or how come like that didn't like change colors? Like shouldn't that like change colors or something? Or no? Am I doing something wrong? Or is this only, will it not work with the multiple quotations? Making our own apps. Oh no, look at that, it did work. But do we have to do that on this one? Is it good? Is it just gonna get like super screwy? Not even just for work, but once you know it, you can use it for personal things. For example, you made a program that grabs songs from certain folders on your computer and makes a playlist. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I see it. Like the one thing, like with Python, like I keep thinking like I can do like an ls or something, like to list like files in a directory and things like that. So like the fact that I'm like trying to learn Linux and Python at the same time like doesn't help me. So like I keep trying to do like a ls or like a cd. I'm like, why isn't this working? And I have to like look back and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in like a Python shell and not the CLI. And then that throws me off. And then like with Linux, like I need to figure out like how I can change like the default path so I can figure out where I can figure like save all my scripts to one location and then like Python knows like the path to that location. I haven't figured that out yet. I need to look into that a little bit further. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That looks so much better now. Just by putting an indent in there. And then it's funny how that works, isn't it? So funny. Xander, you have the same exact problem. You switch between PowerShell, Linux, Cisco, iOS, and Python. Yeah, I can imagine. It's funny since I've really when I was working at the hospital that I left, we were heavily into PowerShell um, and batch files and things like that. That's what we used not like all the time, right? And I wouldn't say I was a PowerShell expert or anything like that. I mean, I was definitely still a PowerShell noob, really. But like, there's just so much I've forgotten about PowerShell now that like for the last year now, I've been like setting my mindset on like Linux and Python. So anyway, user bin is a good place to put stuff or make a folder in. /opt and then make a link. Can't remember hard or soft. And user bin add title file, which is a shebang. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna make a note of that. I remember doing like the hard and soft links when I was going through my LPI training. So I'll have to pull up like Google and figure that out again. But add a shebang user bin Python to the top of your file, which is the yeah. Yeah, I'll have to do that later. I'll be able to run Python script as a regular terminal app. That would be awesome. John Muir, didn't think of personal use. You're a noob at this. IT is amazing. Your wife already hates that I watch CCNA videos. You have to buy her some jewelry now that you found out this channel network check. Yeah. Yeah, my wife kind of feels the same way. She gets, oops, that meant to be over here. I drive her crazy too. Cool. So now I wonder if I say, if we just stop going down like this help desk path right here, and we went back up to the very first question: what is your current level of technology knowledge? And we just decided to go down like intermediate. Like, can we like go? I don't know. I wish I like knew the proper terminology for all of this stuff. Like that's one good reason to go through like a Python course or read a book about Python, is to understand the proper terminology a little bit better. And I've gone through like a couple different courses. I just can't remember everything, like as far as what each thing is, like integers and things like that. Like it just does not stick with me. I need to be like tested on it. But I want to go. So I'm trying to think here. Option beginner, option developer. See, this I feel like might get kind of screwy. I think we got to define. Let's see if we can define intermediate. Let's try that. Let's just see what happens. Let's just try it out. Define option underscore intermediate. What was our question? What was our... Let me go to the other one. This is probably like confusing to people too. I'm probably driving people crazy. I'm sorry. Just trying to figure this all out. Let's see. So if you built my own computer before and you want to learn more, so that would be intermediate. Cell phone. You computer before, you have a lot to learn still. Please note there are not many, if at all, any jobs anymore in the IT field that specifically relate to, I'm going to do a new line, building computers. Let's do this, and we'll do and if you would, I would suggest starting off with your A plus and getting into a task role where you might a few I don't know. Speaking of computers, will I ever do a video on PC build for Ccna learners? I mean, I could definitely do another video where I talk about building a PC. I should really do like a more like edited type of video. The last video I did where I put a computer together was all live. So I think the next time I build a computer, I'll just record it and edit it and make it like straight to the point, really get into detail about things instead of trying to do it live, because live it just takes forever. So yeah, I mean, I could do it again. Instances where you will repair and repair computer, whatever. Again, we're just trying this out. Let's see. And then print if something different. What other areas of thing interest you? And then we'll do print something with networking, something with security, something with programming, with why not? Anyway, am I storing user input anywhere or just throwing it back to the display? No, so yeah, I'm not storing anything anywhere. Oh, am I storing it somewhere? Variable choice and giving it back info based on the choice. What does that even mean? The variable choice, would that be, is that what, like with this? Is that what you're saying? So confusing. Yeah, so like I said, it's total. Oh, where I do choice input, gotcha. Yeah, okay. So like that's something like I could do choice equal input or something, or there's a way you could probably store that to like a text file or something, right? Is there a way? Well, I guess is there a way you could store that to a text file and also display info also? I would imagine there is. I mean, I imagine that couldn't be too hard. I mean, I don't want to try that right now, but I would imagine there's a way that we could store all the answers, and then at the end you could print out like print out everything, like print every answer to the questions. That'd be kind of interesting. Maybe not specifically for this, but just to be able to do something like that, that would be kind of cool. Like, that would be interesting. Choice, answer. Oh, I did it again. Look at that. I did capital A. I was about to break this thing again already. Print. Look into your network plus followed by your CCNA. This will help you get into the field of networking. If choice in answer B, actually no, answer B is going to be something completely different, because once you get into the security part, that's a whole new ball game. Answer C. Actually, answer C. This will be an option 2, because we need to talk about the other programming languages. And then if choice in answer D, option management, and then now we gotta end this thing. So else print required, and then this. So here's a question to you guys. When we have this option, and this is when I'm putting this at the bottom. I don't know why I'm putting it at the bottom. Like, this is just ending like this area, right? Like when I put else print required option intermediate, is that kind of saying like this section is complete? Does that make sense? Yeah, I wouldn't try to write code out in the YouTube chat. That'd be terrible. Ron just joined this. You have a question off topic. What are you discussing? Is it possible to start a cybersecurity career with no experience and an associate degree in information security? Anything is possible. That's a great thing about IT. Anything and everything is possible. So yeah, it could be possible, but I mean, I would definitely try to get experience, because experience is always going to reign supreme. You know, even getting experience in a help desk so you understand how an enterprise environment works can greatly help you down your path towards a career in security. Let's see. With open name of file.txt w as insert new line and tab. So if you're writing the file, okay. So that's stuff I gotta try. That is in case none of the choices are the proper choice. It just prints whatever required is, then reruns the function option intermediate. Just prints. Okay. Okay. I'll try that. I think I can do that. I mean, even earlier on in the script. So, uh-oh. Line 105. Oh. I should be able to do that here, right? Use only A, B, C. Okay, gotcha. So it would be the same thing. All right, I gotcha. So I guess that something's going to get screwy here then when I know something's gonna like, and I cannot like verbalize exactly what I'm thinking. But I know something's gonna get screwy, like here soon. As I start going through, basically. Oh man, because I want to. Oh gosh. Let me think about this. I gotta think. If you guys have questions, ask me questions, and I'll answer your questions. But I gotta, I gotta think about this. I could. Okay. Oh, that would work. That would work. Throw it back to that. Oh, what if I? Okay, let's try this. Developer. Could I throw it back that way? Okay, so now I need to go. All right. I'm sorry. I got to talk to myself sometimes so that I can um, figure my way through this. So anyway, way over your head. This feels like the first time you met your wife's family. Awkward and unfamiliar. Thank you. Yeah. This is. I mean, this is honestly kind of over my head a little bit too. Like what you had to do is just kind of sit down with this stuff though, and get into just get into it. Figure it out. Like see if you can figure it out. I remember like way back in the day, and this would have been, oh gosh, 18 years ago, like trying to figure out, oh, what 17, 16, 17 years ago, maybe now, trying to figure out PHP. I could not wrap my head around that for the life of me. Like I could not figure it out. Like, and then I finally started to figure out some of the basics, and I bet nowadays, like I could probably sit down in front of it and figure a lot more of it out. Um, but really just trying to get in front of it and trying to sit down with it and really take your time figuring it out. Like that's what it's all about. Um, and that's what I'm trying to do. Like I've gone through some of these basics, but really just getting in and doing something to see if it makes sense. I don't know. That's what it's about to me. So we're going down our questionnaire again. Our current level of technology knowledge. We were saying B. We built our own computer before, and we want to learn more. And then this time we're going to say C. Just goes through our little spiel here, blah blah blah. And I want to see if, since we've written like so much of the code here, like down here, I don't know. This is again not going to make sense. I apologize. Like this is not coding is not my thing. Um, can I call back to development, which is like written like above this? You know, can I do that? Can I go back above? So that's like what I'm trying to figure out here. So C. And I can. Okay, so that's cool. So basically what I was trying to figure out worked. Um, here's what we just did. We just answered this question. If we're looking for something different, um, what other areas of IT interest you? Something with networking, something with security, something with programming, something with management. So we answered something with programming. Well, if we answer C, something with programming, we go down to our answer sheet here. If our choice in answer C, it's going to call option developer. Well, we're defining option developer up here, which is above this intermediate section. So I was just seeing if it worked in that aspect, and it does. So that's kind of cool. Um, I didn't know if there was like an order, like if Python like really determined like the order. I bet like if I bet a way to break it would be to put like um what is it, like intro, like just say intro that would probably say we can't do it. Let's try it. Oh, this right here. So we're gonna try this one more time. I'm gonna see if it breaks. So B and blah 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 blah, and we're gonna say C. Oh no, it still works. Okay, never mind. All right, I'm again just trying to figure it out. Anyways, talking to yourself to try and explain something, also known as the rubber ducky method, very real and useful thing. All right, I'm glad. Because I've been talking to myself a lot. Like yesterday, I was trying to figure this stuff out. When I had to figure out the fact that I had to type in Python 3 and then career.py, like I was talking to myself so much because I was getting so frustrated that I can't figure it out. Because the whole day I just kept typing in Python space career.py and it would run the script, but it would break every single time I would like put in an answer. It works, but it will never be called because else moves the program to the option developer function. Huh. Kev runs on Duncan. Can you like be more specific about that? David, hey everyone, what do you recommend for me? You just started to learn about cybersecurity, try to look for books to buy, but you don't know. I would recommend IT Pro TV, Skillsoft, Pluralsight. Those would be great options to kind of start looking down that path. They're going to have a few different courses for you. I mean, also like Udemy and things like that. They will all have different courses built around cybersecurity stuff. They'll have like stuff for Security Plus. They'll have stuff for CEH, that's Certified Ethical Hacker certification. That'd just be stuff to look into. Xander, hey, what are your thoughts on building your own website for storing projects, resumes, etc.? You've been strongly considering making one to showcase your GNS3 labs, PowerShell scripts, and Python scripts. Yeah, I mean, I've always been a fan of having your own website to show off stuff. Like I have my own website where I show off stuff just because, and it's not really that much to show off, but it's just the fact that, hey, I built this website and hey, this is the stuff that I can do. That's it. You know, in hopes that people find you or, you know, you put it on your resume. Like anytime I'm filling, like sending out my resume, I always make sure that like the email address I use is at that domain that has all my fancy stuff. And then I'll always put on there like more stuff at this website basically, but obviously worded a little bit better. So you had intro outside the else. That means that after all the checks, it should run intro, but it never gets to that function if you do a choice other than AD because the code will be, okay, gotcha. That makes sense. All right. Well, I mean, overall, like, again, I know and I understand that, like, I had to copy a lot of this. You know, I never would have, even if I took a course, I'm sure it would take forever for me to figure out how to write something like this. But I'm still understanding and gaining knowledge of how this stuff works. And the fact that I've already had to troubleshoot something, kind of. I mean, I had to look into why something wasn't working. I didn't have to Google it. Like that's like the cool thing. Like both of the things that I had to figure out, like why they weren't working, I didn't Google. Like I just kept looking and staring at the code and trying to think of why it's not working. Like why are you not working? Why are you not working? And I forgot yesterday why I decided to try Python 3. I think I did remembered at some point in Linux having to type in Python 3 in the CLI to do something. And I was like, I wonder if that's why. And I just tried it, like just out of the blue, just like a random thought. Like I'm gonna try Python 3 and then type in the script name, and it worked, and it blew me away. So yeah. The things I'm learning right now will save me so much pain. So why do you say that Kev runs on the Duncan? What pain will they save me? Because I'm learning them right now. I mean, I feel like this is like good stuff to learn, you know? But why? I don't know. This is like exciting to me now. It never used to be exciting to me. I can't take a break. There's no time in life for a break. I always got to keep going. But I actually am going to take a break because the wife is calling me, and she's going to probably freak out and yell at me if I don't go over there soon. So I appreciate you guys all joining and staying with me. I mean, there's been like a consistent amount of people here this whole time listening to me babble on about stuff I don't know what I'm talking about. Troubleshooting problems, yeah. I mean, that's like the key thing with IT in general, like trying to figure out troubleshooting, trying to understand how to troubleshoot stuff. I'm always a big fan of trying to figure it out before I turn to the Google. Like that's my big thing. Like I'll give it like a good solid amount of time trying to figure it out myself before I turn to Google or before I ask people for help. I mean, ultimately, sometimes it's just you have to Google it, but that's all right. I think overall, like so far, it's going really well. I think once I get it all like written out, no, we don't want. Let's look at this be like endless loop right here. Once I get this all like written out how I want it, then maybe I can go back and I'll save this as a copy, and then I'll figure out how I can save everything to like a text file or something. Because what would be cool is like if I publish this on the web, is to have all that information saved and then have that like be able to email that information to somebody. So like I know in the beginning of this, like I could ask for information like what's your name, what's your email, and then yeah, at the end of it, once you're done with it, once you got your answer, like then I could email to you or something. That would be kind of cool. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. I appreciate you guys joining, whoever did today, and Kev runs on Duncan. I appreciate your help. What's going on? Trust the process. Alexander, you also, thank you for joining. So you guys all have a great, wonderful day. If you're thinking about learning Python, I mean, do it up. It's not that hard. It's kind of hard. But yeah, that's all I got right now. It's been fun. I can't wait to get started on this a little bit more. And hopefully the next time I live stream this, we'll be a little bit more into it. And maybe we have some more complicated things figured out with it. Maybe we'll do some more fun things. Try to figure something else out that's a little bit more complex. Because right now, all we're doing is basically, essentially copying, pasting everything over and over again. So it'd be nice to then add different things to this. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Have a great